I feel like Lamar Jackson is pound for pound the most talented quarterback that ever played the game of football. Championships doesn't define how talented a player is. Michael Jordan and LeBron James are often debated as being the GOAT, despite not having more rings than Bill Russell. Lamar, from a talent standpoint, is the closest thing to God if he was playing football. He pretty much is unstoppable. There is not a single thing that Lamar Jackson can't do. He's the equivalent to creating a quarterback on Madden and giving him 99 overall everything. 99 speed, 99 accuracy, 99 throw power. Lamar is just an unstoppable player. And he has evolutionized the quarterback position. Think about how many teams have tried to find the next Lamar Jackson ever since the Ravens drafted him in 2018. Think about the quarterbacks that have come into the league like Anthony Richardson, Jaden Daniels, who have been considered to be somewhat in that Lamar Jackson kind of tier. They're freak athletes, but they need a little bit of polish throwing the football. Lamar is the ultimate unicorn. We will never see another player with this kind of skill set, with this kind of talent, ever play in the league again. Lamar shouldn't be compared to Michael Vick. Comparing Lamar Jackson to Michael Vick is an insult because Lamar is in a different stratosphere than what Michael Vick ever was. And I don't say that to be disrespectful to Michael Vick, but Lamar had over 40 touchdowns this past season and under 5 interceptions. This is Aaron Rodgers on crack. That's what Lamar is. He should have won MVP last year. It should have been his third MVP award. Lamar could retire right now and have a first ballot ticket to Canton, Ohio. He already is one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever played this game from a sheer talent standpoint. He broke the career record for total rushing yards for a quarterback, and he's not even in year 10 yet. Lamar, when you think he's reached his ceiling, when you think he's maxed out his potential, he only continues to get better. The running back jokes, you don't even see them no more. Why? Because Lamar Jackson every single season continues to prove why he is one of one. You're never going to find another Lamar. Jaden Daniels is more Marcus Mariota than he is Lamar Jackson. Lamar barely gets touched. Lamar only gets touched when he's either getting sacked or when he chooses to try to get extra yards after contact when he's running with the football. This is one of the scariest players in the history of this game. When you listen to players describe what it's like playing Lamar Jackson, it's like a blur. When you see Lamar Jackson coming at you full speed, you don't know what the hell to do when you see somebody coming at you that's running pretty much 4-2 with all kinds of different moves in this arsenal to embarrass you in the open field. Mike Vrabel a few days ago said, why should we ban the tush push just because other teams are having a hard time stopping it? If that's the case, we should just go ahead and ban Lamar Jackson from running the football because when he runs it, he's damn near unstoppable. And Lamar Jackson, when you watch him play, it's like you're watching somebody play Madden in a sense. In third down situations, Lamar is a headache for opposing defenses because you got everybody covered. Everybody is locked down, and Lamar Jackson picks up the first down with his legs. You take away all of the run lanes, and he ends up finding somebody open in the passing game. This is what you expect somebody like Lamar Jackson's skill set at their full potential to be. I don't even know if Lamar Jackson has even maxed out at this point. When you think he's reached his full potential, he does nothing but surprise you. I never would have thought that Lamar Jackson would turn into the player that he is today. And I was a huge believer in Lamar Jackson. I was one of the few people in this planet who actually thought Lamar Jackson was going to end up becoming one of the best at his position. It's hard to teach the skill set that Lamar has. It's even more difficult to be as good as a passer as what Lamar is, coupled with his running ability. This is very rare territory that Lamar Jackson is in terms of being one of the greatest athletes in the history of the NFL. Lamar Jackson is up there with guys like Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson. In terms of just sheer athletic ability, There's not too many better players than Lamar Jackson. Nearly every game that the Ravens play, they got a shot to win because Lamar Jackson, in the majority of those games, he's the best player on the field. Playoff success and championships are a team accomplishment. It's not an individual accomplishment. You can't blame Lamar Jackson for Mark Andrews dropping that touchdown at the end of that game against the Buffalo Bills, or dropping that pass at the end of that game against the Buffalo Bills. That's not on him. You can't blame Lamar Jackson for all of the Ravens' shortcomings. I put his poor performance against the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship 2 years ago on him. But every time the Ravens come up short, we always put all the blame on Lamar when it's a team accomplishment. Rings are not an individual stat. It's a team stat. You don't win Super Bowls without having a great team, without having a great coach. That's why the Ravens were able to win the Super Bowl with Joe Flacco despite not having a stacked offense, because they had an overall great team. But with Lamar, if we just were to take Super Bowl rings and playoff success out of the equation, if we were just debating who are the most talented quarterbacks in NFL history, take rings, accolades out of the equation, Lamar Jackson, without a doubt, is number one, and it's not even close. We haven't seen somebody with this kind of running ability who also is having Aaron Rodgers' level of efficiency throwing the football, where he's putting up a 40-5 touchdown to interception ratio. Do you guys not know how insane that is? Lamar has had multiple games up to this point of his career with a perfect passer rating. This is pretty much a football god that we're watching at quarterback. And that's why, to me, in all of my 14 years watching the NFL, Lamar Jackson is pound for pound the most talented quarterback in NFL history. There's not a single quarterback that can do what Lamar Jackson can do, throwing the football with the level of efficiency he has, also with the ability to destroy you on the ground. This is truly a weapon. This is a football god disguised as a quarterback. And if he doesn't win a Super Bowl, he's going to be one of the greatest athletes, not one of the greatest football players, one of the greatest athletes to retire without a Super Bowl, to retire without a championship. He'll be in that Allen Iverson kind of conversation. Charles Barkley, John Stockton, Karl Malone. Now, I hope that doesn't happen to the young legend out of Pompano. But Lamar, I've seen his career from when he was a freshman at Louisville, when he had that hurdle against Syracuse that went viral, from him winning the Heisman Trophy to him being one of the youngest MVPs ever, to now becoming the most talented quarterback to ever play in the National Football League. At this point, we can't debate it. There are not too many quarterbacks that just even are on the same level as Lamar from an athletic standpoint and from a passing standpoint. Lamar is truly a unicorn, and he's one of one, and you can't underestimate or understate the greatness of LJ at this point. You can't. When people want to hate on Lamar Jackson, as a Steeler fan, I get offended. I almost became a Ravens fan when we passed on Lamar Jackson for Terrell Edmonds. I knew the kind of player that Lamar Jackson was going to become. I knew he was going to evolutionize the NFL. Now everybody wants to have somewhat of a Lamar Jackson. I don't think people are chasing the next Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a freak in his own right, but Lamar Jackson is in a way different weight class from a talent standpoint than what Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes are. There are things that Lamar can do that no other quarterback in the league can do. Winning Super Bowls is a team accomplishment. If you were to give Andy Reid Lamar Jackson, would Kansas City still not be in a Super Bowl conversation every single season? If you gave Lamar one of the greatest coaches in NFL history, he probably would have already had a Super Bowl by this point. It's not always a quarterback problem why some of these guys can't win it all. Sometimes it's a head coach problem. Sometimes it's a team problem. But if we're just able to look at Lamar Jackson from just pure talent, take accolades, rings out of the equations, there's not another quarterback that is better than Lamar Jackson from a talent standpoint. This is the most talented quarterback that's ever touched the football.